From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is News Center 16 at 11.
From brain dead to walking, the miracle team from that Kalamazoo mass shooting nearly 2 months ago is making great strides. Spring break tragedy. A tourist helicopter crashes, killing 5 in a popular vacation spot in Tennessee. Cold snap. The calendar may say spring, but Mike Hoffman is saying snow for Michiana. When and how much? Next. Good evening, I'm Maureen McFadden. Terry has the night off. It's sure feeling more like winter across Michiana than spring. An April cold, not to mention some snow, is swept across the area. Let's send it over to Mike Hoffman in the Weather Lab for the latest. Mike?
Well, that's right, Maureen, and it's still snowing decent in LaGrange County. I mean, this isn't heavy, but these are snow showers. It has left a coating to maybe a ½ an inch in some areas, parts of Cass, Elkhart, LaGrange counties, also St. Joe County in Michigan. But all of that's going to be ending over the next hour or so. Here's my day planner as we head into the day tomorrow. 19 degrees, calm and cold to start, but with lots of sunshine. At least it'll start to look a little more like April with mid-40s by the afternoon. Now, how cold was today? Our official high was actually 43 at just after midnight, but the daytime high, when most of us were up, was only 34 degrees, and a record cold high all the way back in 1944 at 30. So during the daytime, it was the third coldest ever for this date. Low tonight, I'm forecasting 19. The record is all the way back in 1898. At 16 degrees. We'll have your 7-day forecast coming up.
Thanks, Mike. And with temperatures dropping tonight, fruit farmers are bracing for what could ruin some of their crops. News Center 16's Shaun Gallagher joins me now. And Shaun, what fruits are at highest risk?
Well, Mo, the farmers I talked to say they're most concerned about peaches and cherries. And if the temperatures dip below 20 degrees tonight, like Mike just said, they could be in real trouble.
There's always something every single year. There's always some challenge.
The challenge for fruit farmers this year, cold temps that are putting some of the future of their crops in jeopardy, namely peaches and cherries.
So at this time, those are the two crops that, for us, they're most developed. They usually start earlier in the year, and they're most susceptible to freeze damage.
What I'm most concerned about is the peaches. You can see that these buds have really started advancing. In fact, here's one that's starting to show a little bit of pink. So this is the blossom that will be open.
And while Michiana residents might enjoy a March warm-up as a much-needed respite from winter, it can cause serious damage to the fruit crops.
When it warms up and warms up prematurely and it pushes the buds out, it makes them susceptible to cold temperatures. If we were further along, I would be very, very concerned about the temperature tonight. I'm only slightly concerned.
If you saw, like, for example, a 15-degree Fahrenheit temperature, we'd be fairly worried. So it depends on the development of the fruit, and it depends on the time of the year.
Now, farmers can handle some weather conditions. Take these cherry trees, for example. They actually like to paint the trunks of these trees white to try and reflect some of the sunlight so that they don't bud too early in the spring. But when it comes to colder temps, they really don't have a defense for that.
So there's really nothing that you can do other than pray. Different guys are trying different things. I think they're just trying it to make themselves feel better, like they did something. You know, we'll just go to bed and hope that it doesn't get too cold.
Now, when it comes to these fruit crops, the farmers actually hope to lose about 10 to 25% of that crop. Otherwise, they would have too many to pick, and the labor costs would increase, and in the long run actually hurt them.
Okay, but Shaun, if the temperature drops too low, this could be devastating for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When Mike Hildebrand, he said that it would have to dip down to 15 degrees overnight for him to start to be concerned, even for those peaches that are kind of susceptible to the cold weather. He says they could lose half of that crop, and he would still be he would be okay. It only takes about 25% of the blossoms on that tree to make sure that he gets a full crop.
Okay, well, we'll cross our fingers. 19, as Mike said, will be below.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Shaun. Well, work is now underway converting a few downtown South Bend streets back to two-way traffic. The mayor's Smart Streets plan will allow for north and south traffic on both Main and St. Joseph to Michigan streets. That means reducing the number of lanes for drivers while widening the sidewalks and creating separate bicycle lanes. City leaders say the plan was created to encourage people to slow down and spend more time downtown.
The commute might be a little bit slower, but that's by design. We want people to be able to not go through downtown as if it were a highway. We want people to notice what's happening downtown.
Starting in June, drivers will be detoured at 3 intersections while workers put in new roundabouts at Chippewa, Marion, and Bartlett streets. The work is expected to be finished by the end of August. For those of you who frequent the Indiana Toll Road, you have one more week before the headaches begin. The $200 million toll road makeover that was set to begin today has been pushed back a week, and we have the weather to thank. The full project involves the rehabilitation of 73 miles of pavement, including shoulders and ramps and 53 bridges. This will be the largest project undertaken by the toll road since its original construction in 1954. The majority of the work will be completed one lane at a time, allowing the other lane to remain open to traffic to minimize traffic disruptions and travel delays. New at 11, 5 people are facing charges tonight after Plymouth police say they found numerous counterfeit $100 bills in their car. The stop happened early Sunday morning on US 30 near Oak Drive. Along with the counterfeit money, police found uncut copied bills and a printer. All the suspects are from Fort Wayne and range in age between 18 and 19. There was a 6th person in the car, a juvenile. They were placed in a detention center. Tragic story tonight of Maryville, Indiana. An apartment fire along US 30 displaced 34 families this morning. Firefighters were able to rescue 3 members of a family from a 3rd-floor balcony. Fortunately, no serious injuries were reported. It appeared the fire started on the balcony, but its origin and cause remain under investigation. More details on the breaking news story we brought you at 6. 5 people are dead after a tourist helicopter crashed in a popular spring break vacation spot. Police say the Bell 206 sightseeing helicopter went down in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. They say most of the helicopter was consumed by flames, and 5 people were on board and confirmed dead at the scene. Police say high winds in the area made the fire difficult to battle.
There's not a lot of the helicopter left. It just, it's very small. I mean, most of the helicopter's been consumed by the fire, so there's not much there.
The FAA is investigating. No word yet on what caused the chopper to crash. Meanwhile, less than a year after a train derailed, killing 8 and injuring 200, there's been another deadly accident on Amtrak's most traveled line. 2 Amtrak workers were killed Sunday morning when a train slammed into the backhoe they were using on the track just south of Philadelphia. More than 300 passengers and 7 crew members were on that train. 30 were taken to area hospitals. Investigators are trying to work out why the backhoe and train ended up on a collision course on the same track. Now to the banking bombshell causing shockwaves around the world. The so-called Panama Papers, believed to be the biggest data leak in history, are exposing how some of the world's wealthiest and most powerful people, including leaders like Vladimir Putin, may be hiding billions offshore. Vladimir Putin, investigators say, is at the center of a star-studded list of 12 current and former heads of state, like the King of Saudi Arabia, and even celebrities like Jackie Chan, connected to controversial offshore bank accounts and companies set up by secretive law firm headquarters in Panama. Documents published by more than 100 media outlets allege Putin's friends, including a leading cellist, were engaged in an offshore scheme. It's a scandal and story that's only expected to get bigger as more investigations are opened and we learn more of the big names involved in the offshore accounts. Well, back in the States, we're now getting an exclusive look at the incredible turnaround for a miracle survivor. Doctors had declared a 14-year-old girl dead after a shooting rampage allegedly carried out by an Uber driver in Kalamazoo. But now, a month and a half later, Miss Abby Koff is walking on her own, and the surprises keep coming.
She's actually sprinting a little bit. She's fast walking a little bit faster than me now.
Abby's parents have found support from across the country in letters, scarves, and quilts. They launched a Facebook page today to keep people updated on her condition. And if you noticed, Abby always wears a hat. Well, parts of her skull will need to be reconstructed, but she's pushing forward amazingly with a smile on her face. A reminder that today is deadline day. If you haven't registered to vote yet, but plan to cast your vote in the Indiana primary on May 3rd, you have until 11:59 tonight to register, so about 50 more minutes. Just head to our website, WNDU.com, click on Sections on the black navigation bar. There's a link called Voter Tools under Decision 2016. It walks you through the process, and at the end, you can either print a registration form to mail in or register with the state online. New at 11, a federal judge in New Orleans gave final approval to a settlement over the BP oil spill, one that could top $20 billion. It's nearly 6 years to the day that BP's offshore oil rig exploded, killing 11 workers and spilling 134 million gallons of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. This settlement could cost the company almost $21 billion. It includes $5.5 billion in Civil Clean Water Act penalties. The rest would cover environmental damage and other claims by 5 Gulf Coast states and local governments. And speaking of oil, seems like the Keystone Pipeline has apparently sprung a leak. A potential spill was reported Saturday about 4 miles away from the Freeman Pump Station in Hutchinson County, South Dakota. TransCanada, the company that operates the pipeline, says a cleanup is happening now and crews are investigating the cause of the spill. As a result, a portion of the Keystone Pipeline that transports oil from Alberta, Canada to Cushing, Oklahoma will be shut down until at least Friday. TransCanada says the spill doesn't appear to have any impact on the environment. Police in Northwest Ohio community, about 2.5 hours from here, want the public to know someone stole some of their police uniforms from the dry cleaners. It happened in Bowling Green, Ohio. Police found out the cleaner was one of the victims after answering a break-in call. Multiple items were stolen, including 2 different styles of uniforms worn by the police department. The stolen uniforms have police patches on the arms, but don't have badges or a nameplate on them. The police department is reminding people that real officers wear a badge and also carry other identification, just in case someone tries to use the stolen uniforms to pose as police.
More to come on News Center 16.
I'm Eli Gehn. Last week we saw a familiar face at Notre Dame's Pro Day. Lakeville native James Betcher scoping out some of the defensive talent. We caught up with him to see how he's made his way to the NFL. Plus, Josh Adams had a stellar freshman year for the Irish last season. See how confident he feels heading into 2016. I'll give you all the details coming up later in sports.
Not a stellar April day at all in the weather department here in Michiana, and it's going to be a very cold April night as well. We'll have all the details about the next 7 days coming up.
You're watching WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority. News Center 16 at 11. Tracking weather with an hour-by-hour forecast. Storm Team 16 is your weather authority.
Well, we're definitely not the only ones cold across the area, but we are one of the colder places around the area, although Lansing down to 26, but you'll notice all around us to the west, south, and east, it's still in the low 30s, but South Bend, we're down to 28 degrees, and you factor in the wind chill, and we're down into the teens now. All day long, the wind chills were in the 20s, now we're down to 19. Now, the good news is, as we go through the rest of the night, wind should become calm, and so then we don't have to worry about the wind chill, but we expect the temperature to be down to about 19 degrees by morning. There's the satellite radar combination. See the clearing skies coming in right to north central and northwestern Indiana. It's still snowing in LaGrange County, though, and still cloudy off that way as well. In fact, as we take a look at 16 Doppler max, you can see the area of light snow. This hasn't really amounted to a lot, but I'm sure in parts of Cass, Elkhart, and LaGrange County, you've probably seen a coating to maybe a little bit more of snow on the grass and car tops, that type of thing, and that will continue to move east. So it's going to end in LaGrange County here in the next couple of hours. But it is clearing off in Mishawaka and South Bend for that matter. It's 28 degrees right now. St. Joseph Health System is where this camera is located, and that's a live picture overlooking the north side of Mishawaka. Winds are north to northwesterly at 10 miles per hour, and we expect them to become calm by later tonight and tomorrow morning. So lots of upper 20s and very low 30s at this hour all across Michiana. Here's what the future looks like with 16 Future Track. We'll see those snow showers in LaGrange County come to an end. High pressure builds by just to the north of us. So clear and cold tomorrow morning, but the good news is you get to use your sunglasses tomorrow. At least it's going to look like April. It just still won't feel exactly like April. Middle 40s will be better, though, tomorrow afternoon. Now watch the time under the line. Tomorrow evening, Future Track showing a little area of rain and snow showers coming through a couple of times as we head through the overnight hours ahead of this warm front. Once the warm front comes through, though, we will see temperatures back into the 50s for at least a few hours during the day Wednesday. There's 10 a.m. Lots of rain showers as well. You can see that's kind of on again, off again as we head through the day. Next cold front comes on through, And you can see it'll already start to turn colder then for Wednesday night and on into Thursday. Future track showing the next system starting to come this way, and it's a little less impressed with the moisture right now. It's taking a little farther southwest than it was earlier, so we'll have to watch that. But right now we do have a chance of rain and snow showers on Thursday. Here's my Storm Team 16 forecast for all of Michiana for tonight. Snow showers ending in LaGrange County, then clearing and quite cold everywhere. Low temperature down to 19. 7-day planning forecast, a green day tomorrow, even though it will be cold to start. At least 46 with sunshine in the afternoon. Good chance of rain on Wednesday, 55. Rain or snow showers Thursday, and snow showers on Friday again, high of only 37. Sounds a little bit like we'll end the week like we started it today, okay. Unfortunately.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. Well, more to come. Students are coming together to showcase their research in the fight against cancer. A look at how they're collaborating to not just make an impact, but find a cure. Part of the philosophy at Harper Cancer Research Institute is to bring bright minds together to tackle cancer, and for the 5th year in a row, they're pooling their findings for Research Day. Innovative and integrated research is how one organization says they're going to find a cure for cancer. Around 80 students displayed their presentations. Anyone who submitted could present their work as long as they were doing cancer research on campus. They came with diverse backgrounds in engineering, all the way from mathematics, and included undergrads all the way up through doctoral students.
We have trainees from all across the campus at Notre Dame, the College of Science, the College of Engineering, the College of Arts and Letters, in addition to Indiana University School of Medicine, South Bend. So it gives us an opportunity to see what we're all working on, maybe establish new collaborations.
The best part, I think, is when you've been struggling with that one experiment for a long time, and then you finally get it to work, and you get the data, and you actually have something that you found, and you know that you found it, right? And it's completely new and novel.
Students presented their work to judges who looked for innovation and how well the students explained and understood their research. At the end of the day, a first play winner was honored. And staying on the same track, a cancer survivor's journey can be long and painful. One woman is finally closing her chapter with a different kind of ink and different kind of pen. Jasmine Turner learned more about one of the final steps some survivors take that they say makes them feel whole again. And there is a St. Joe, Michigan woman I have been in touch with who has similar tattoos following breast cancer surgery. Studio One and Sparrow Hope are partnering to raise money for Hello Gorgeous. Hello Gorgeous pampers women fighting breast cancer. They will be displaying the chest canvas and have various packages to help empower women. It starts at noon, and for more information, you can go to our website, WNDU.com, and click on the big red bar. Well, there's a new option that could help severely obese people lose weight, and it doesn't require major surgery. The treatment developed at Johns Hopkins is called bariatric embolization. It uses catheters to get to specific blood vessels through a small nick in the skin. Doctors then inject microscopic beads. Those beads decrease blood flow to the part of the stomach that produces most of the body's hunger signals. 7 patients who've had the procedure averaged a 6% weight loss after 1 month and a 13% weight loss after 6 months. It's been quite the journey for a Lakeville native throughout the football coaching circuit. Eli Gehn's in next in sports to tell us how James Betcher made his way into the NFL spotlight.
During Notre Dame's Pro Day last week, Lakeville native James Betcher made an appearance to check out some of the defensive talent the Irish had to offer. Now, there's a reason for that, because he's made a name for himself in the NFL. Betcher is the current defensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals, and what a path he's made to get to this point. He played high school for LaVille before playing college ball at the University of St. Francis. He would later become special teams coordinator and defensive line coach for St. Francis and started working his way up. He coached at Bowling Green, North Carolina, Ball State, and New Hampshire. Then he got his first NFL coaching gig in 2012 with the Indianapolis Colts. He followed current Cardinals head coach Bruce Arians down to Arizona and helped lead them to the 5th best defense last season. It's been a great journey for the Lakeville native with lots of help along the way to be where he's at.
I had a wise coach. I played at the University of St. Francis in Fort Wayne, Indiana, for Kevin Donnelly, and when I'm working for Coach D, just always reminded me it'll never be about your years of experience. It'll be about your experiences in those years. So every step of the way, don't be afraid to shut up and listen and learn. And sometimes I think we all get consumed with talking too much, but just be okay with listening and learning as you go. And I was fortunate to work with a bunch of good men, really good ball coaches, and those guys have been instrumental for me to have some opportunities I've had.
Great story. Betcher also said he gets back to the area every summer for a couple of weeks during the offseason. He'll spend a week in Lakeville, then a week in Fort Wayne, where his wife is originally from. Well, competitions continue to be the news, I guess, in spring practice. Running back Josh Adams, he made a huge case on why he could get a lot of carries this season for the Irish. Adams set a Notre Dame freshman running back record last season with 869 yards. He also set the record for longest run in Notre Dame Stadium history, a 98-yard gallop against Wake Forest. So with that playing time, Adams feels comfortable in the offense and will look to up his game even more heading into 2016, and he feels good about what he can do after his great freshman season.
I think it gave me a lot of confidence. At first, coming in as a freshman, freshmen are they're nervous. They don't know if they're ready or not. So, playing gave me a lot of confidence. Just getting that experience, knowing what mistakes to correct and how I can get better and improve my game. So it definitely was a blessing to play last year and just to know that I have a lot of things that I can improve on.
And we're just less than 2 weeks away now from the Irish Blue-Gold game at Notre Dame Stadium. We can expect to see a lot of rotation in that backfield, too, with Adams, other sophomore Dexter Williams, and senior Tarian Folston, who was returning after missing last season due to a torn ACL. And we just had some crazy stuff going on. It's March Madness, the men's national championship, currently coming to an end. Villanova defeats North Carolina 77-74. The great thing is, I was just watching it, North Carolina tied the game at 74 with 4.7 seconds left, and we just found out Villanova hit the game-winning three at the buzzer to defeat the Tar Heels. So Villanova, awesome. I wish I could see it right now. Can't wait to get back into the studio to see the shot. But how awesome is that? Villanova now, that's their second overall national title, their first since 1985. Congratulations to them, and also North Carolina on a great season too, but good stuff.
Yeah, that was a nail-biter.
Yes,
and did
absolutely.
you see the Blue-Gold game 2 weeks?
Yep, 2 weeks, April 16th. So that's coming up soon. Not even close to the weather that we want for it.
No, exactly. Well,
so,
maybe Mike can work on that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll check in with him a little bit.
All right, Eli, thanks.
You got it.
Well, coming up, I'd like to have seen the dispatcher's face who answered this cry for help. After the break, a lesson in which animals just don't do well with water. Stay tuned. Some Tennessee firefighters got to play cowboy on Sunday as they tried to wrangle a bull who found himself in the deep end. Bo the bull is back at his pasture today, but not after he went swimming in Curiosity over the weekend. Bo's owners say he walked over an open gate and wandered right into the deep end of the family's swimming pool. The Dallas County Fire Department was called in to help. They say they placed a chain around Bo's neck and guided him to the shallow end, where he used a little bull power to hoist himself out of the water. I didn't know there was a Dallas, Tennessee.
I guess I didn't either.
Yeah.
No,
neither did I.
He just wanted to swim.
He would not have gone in the water tonight around here.
No.
Little bit too cold for that. Still snowing a little bit in parts of LaGrange County. We talked about this earlier. That area will be gone within the hour more than likely. It's already starting to break up, as you can see. And the 7-day planning forecast, a green day tomorrow for a change. Lots of sunshine. It'll start off at 19 degrees, though, before making 46 in the afternoon.
Okay, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.